Question is simple for you, Danny. Is this your offensive rookie of the year in Tyler Shough?
Is this the best we have to offer?
It looks like it. You saw
That
that.
is
You
a
saw
bad
the
year.
other options
That
there.
is a bad class. I think this could come down to the wire. I'd probably give it to Ted McMillan if it was me, but if Tyler Shough does put up another 300-yard game and has 3 in a row to finish out the season, I think he could finish it. I think the thing about Tyler Shough that makes things interesting, and I do think he's shown enough that you can win with him going into next season, where he's held off the Saints from potentially making a move at quarterback. And he's somebody that has the stature. He's 6'5", he's 220, could not stay healthy in college. So I think that's got to be something that has pleased the Saints, the fact that he's been healthy and been able to go out there and finish out games. So I wouldn't have him as my offensive rookie of the year, but I do think he's shown enough for the Saints that you can build around him.
I think he's in the strong conversation for Rookie of the Year. He's 5-3 as the starter. I mean, he's averaging 7.7 per attempt, and he's driving the ball down the field at a time when nobody's driving the ball down the field. I think they found their guy. I really do. And look, they went in and drafted him, and they thought, okay, he's 35 years old or whatever he was. He's 26. He turns 27 in September. But you took a chance on him because of the traits, and you didn't know. Remember, this is a guy that bounced around a bunch, and you didn't know. He got hurt.
Yep.
And he's been capable of throwing it down the field, making all the throws. He's athletic. He can run. We saw him win the Tampa Bay game running. I think the Saints have their guy. And if you go back and look at their history, they haven't had a lot of guys playing that position, and they haven't had a lot of guys they drafted and developed playing that position. So I think for now, I'm a big believer in Tyler Shough.
I'm agreeing with Pete too much on this show.
I was going to say,
it took 17. It took 17 weeks. I finally taught you the game, Rand.
This is weird for me, so I feel very uncomfortable. For me, I think, like Pete said, I think this is going to be a strong argument here. I just don't know that he's played enough games in terms of just what it's been 8 games that he's been the starter to win the overall offensive rookie of the year, but he is playing great football. And I feel like every time we talk about him, every week he breaks some type of rookie record for the Saints. It's either saying how good he is or how bad they've been in terms of rookie production. And a lot of these records are Archie Manning's records. So he's playing really good ball. Like Pete said, I think they found their guy. And Kellen Moore is doing a phenomenal job with him, and I don't think we're talking about Kellen Moore and the job he's doing enough.
By the way, McMillan could be a 1,000-yard receiver, though, as a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, it's between the two of them, I think. By the way, Rick Spielman sat here. I taught him football for 2 years, and now he's ruining the Jets. So 2 more years, you'll be out running a team somewhere.
Wow.
The best part about this, though, is I think we all agree that the Saints found somebody they can build around. 2nd-round pick. He'll be on his rookie contract, so you don't have to worry about paying him for a couple years, and you could put some talent around him, and then you carry this momentum into next season.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm sorry, Pete. The fact that he's a 2nd-round pick means they only get 2 more years of this free production because he's going to want that new deal after that 3rd year.
By the way, how many guys, rookie quarterbacks, have come in where you sat and you go, oh, look at that throw. Watch that throw from the pocket. Look at that one. He's that guy. He can do it. They have their guy.
What about Rand the Titans? Positives about Cam Ward today and what I mean, I have to ask because it's your boy.
No, I mean, Cam has gotten better the second half of the year. I think he's playing with more confidence. I think his mechanics and his fundamentals, I think he's tightened up some things there, no pun intended. But then you look about just the team as a whole. Tony Pollard today went over 1,000 yards for the 4th consecutive season. Jeffrey Simmons got to 10 sacks for the first time in his career. And so they're hitting their stride. They've won some games down the stretch. I mean, they had this game locked up for a while before Tyler Shough kind of made the plays that they need to. I think they're starting to hit their stride. And again, you're looking to get one more win. You got Jacksonville next week, a way to close out the year and take you into the offseason with a lot of hope.
New Orleans has now won 4 straight after a 2-10 start. We talked about Tyler Shough. That was the largest comeback for the Saints since week 1 of 2022. So positives for the future.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
I didn't want to get a fine right now. I'll say some things to you about you right now.
What about the Bengals, gentlemen? Obviously, they were eliminated. They played the Cardinals. It was nice to see Jamar Chase get back in the end zone. I believe he hadn't had a touchdown since like October 16th or something like that, and then has 2 today. Danny, what do you make of the Bengals? I mean, because I feel like I've worked at CBS Sports HQ for 3 years, and every single time we talk about the Bengals, this is the conversation. It's too little, too late. We're wasting Joe Burrow. The coach needs to be fired. Is that still the same in 25?
Absolutely, it's still the same. Burrow also dealing with injuries as well. It is the same story once again. I was just glad we saw a happy Joe Burrow after a 300-yard performance, have a couple touchdowns. He looks like somebody who has lost his love for the game, and losing can do that. I like the fact that it bothers Joe Burrow that they are losing and that he's not competing and he's going to miss out on the playoffs yet again. I think the whole organization could use some of that fire under them, and they need to figure out a way. I know they started this season in the preseason, playing starters more, trying to figure out a way to get a stronger start, but it is not working, and they are wasting a great quarterback in his prime.
I mean, the window is definitely closing.
Yeah.
Because you spend a lot of resources, and we talked about it ad nauseum. You spend a lot of resources at the quarterback position and at the wide receiver position. Well, guess what? If we have another couple years of this, no matter who the head coach is, those contracts are going to be coming up, and then now those hard decisions are going to have to be made just in terms of how do we keep this team together. The offense isn't the issue. It's the defense, finding the right coordinator. They got a new coordinator in Al Golden, so finding the right coordinator, but then also the right pieces. You continue to draft guys, but we don't know that they're the right guys. So at what point are you going to be able to get the right guys in there on defense that you're going to be able to develop and get that defense caught up with the offense?
It's sad because we'd all love to see Joe Burrow and that offense play in the playoffs, and they're not going to be sitting at home, and we're not going to be able to see them. The interesting thing about this game is maybe both coaches are in trouble.
That's where I was going next.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Gannon, enough of playing all these close games, and can they win some? They're going to be a feisty team. Well, they're not. They're not very good. And they've had a lot of injuries, I get it. And the quarterback went down, or did he? He's not playing. And they have a contract on their hands that they have to get rid of because he's clearly not their answer at quarterback. So this team is in real flux right now. And I think Jonathan Gannon is in trouble, and I would think that they might make a change after the season.
Well, here's what I'll say. I understand that, and I get it from just the way we view these jobs and the position. However, I'll say to that, Jonathan Gannon and GM Monty Ossenfort came into a job where their quarterback was already chosen for them, who was already a huge financial commitment made to him from the previous regime. They have yet to been given the opportunity to draft their guy. So I think that the way they're trending, they make games close. They make games close, and I know that's not the end-all, be-all. You have to win these football games in order to keep your job. But I think they should give them the opportunity to choose their quarterback and then make a decision from there.
How much, I guess, or did it at all, did Jacoby Brissett kind of make that decision? I know he's not like the flashy, or you're shaking your head. I'm just saying, like, I know he didn't win very many games, but
he's a backup.
Yeah.
He's
So
a
you still
backup.
think
He's
he's a
the
backup?
epitome of a backup. If you looked up backup quarterback in the dictionary, his picture would be right there. That's what he is. He's a backup.
But I think this year in particular has shown us how important that backup quarterback is. A lot of these teams have been forced to play with backup quarterbacks, and a lot of these backup quarterbacks have kept their teams in games and even won some games. The San Francisco 49ers, who are playing right now, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about them being potentially the #1 seed and winning that division had Mac Jones not been their backup quarterback and played the way he did.
They could give you 3 games.
Which is sometimes that's all you need.
Right.
But I think if I'm the Arizona Cardinals and I'm moving on from Kyler Murray, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to go up and get one of these quarterbacks if there's one there that I covet. But I will be bringing back Jacoby Brissett as having that veteran guy in the locker room that's going to help with the maturation of this young quarterback. And if we need him to play, we trust him and he has the confidence of the guys in the locker room.
I think the backup quarterback, I mean, I might be biased, is one of the more important positions on the team.
You're biased.
From the standpoint of having to come in, but also what you talked about, being that sounding board for the starting quarterback, especially if you're drafting somebody young, that veteran presence who's been around, who can let you vent, who can help you prepare, show you what it takes to be a pro. That can be invaluable sometimes.
Got to have a good backup. You mentioned it perfectly. This 49ers team wouldn't be where they are if they didn't have a solid backup in Mac Jones. All right, time to hit a break. Either of these teams could use a backup or two, more so for the Raiders here. This was a battle for the #1 overall pick next year, and it delivered. We will break it down next on Game Day Recap.